Hello and welcome to Weekly Weird News, brought to you by colourful and the Post-Truth Apocalypse. I'm Ben. As always, I'm hanging out with Mike.
Hello.
Claire.
Hey.
And Pete.
Hello.
This is our sister show to Colourful and the Post-Truth Apocalypse, which you can follow on Facebook at Colourful and the Post-Truth Apocalypse. You can listen to it on YouTube at Apocalypse Ball, and you can follow us on most other on SoundCloud and most other podcasting platforms at Colourful Ball in the PTA.
Nothing to do with parents and teachers.
No, not at all.
So what's this show, Ben?
Well, what we do in this show is we bring to you the weirdest shit we found on the net this week and bring it to you for your consumption in a one after the other list-style format.
Have bite-sized little chunks.
And then we'll have a discussion about some obscure fucking 80s film for a bit, I'm sure.
Yeah, we like our tangents.
But anyway, yes, welcome. An Ozarks church leader claims prayer regrew a woman's toes.
Oh my
Bullshit.
Others aren't so sure. A Springfield area church is claiming this is in America. I don't know where Springfield is in America.
Everywhere.
Simpsons.
There's a Springfield in everywhere.
Oh right, is there?
There's one in Massachusetts, isn't there?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Which is the one where the Simpsons live? Is it this one?
Could
No,
be.
but do you know where they live?
No.
What state?
Gibraltar.
No.
Pete.
Where they live, I don't know.
Oregon.
Good.
Some guy narrowed it down. All the places that it can't be. It only leaves
like
one
nuclear
state.
power plant, things like that, and
Travel distance to the holidays, didn't they?
Yeah, and there's some things that they say, you know, it's obviously not New York, and you rule things out. And apparently some guys narrowed it down to Oregon.
Fair enough. The James River Church and the woman involved, Christina Deans, have not returned the news leader's requests for comment. As of publication of this article, there are no photos or videos, and there still aren't, I have double checked, of the event taking place or the aftermath. The alleged toe regrowth event has drawn considerable attention on social media, with many expressing scepticism of the claims. A website urging anyone with proof to share it has popped up at showmethetoes.com, which I'm sure won't get any dodgy replies. The website cites Luke 7:14, and when Jesus saw the lepers, he said unto them, Go show yourself unto the priests, and it come to pass, as they went, they were cleansed. The services were part of the church's Week of Power, which included services by guest pastors Bill Johnson and Randy Clark, because you can't be a pastor and actually called Randy, can you? Or Bill. Randy or Bill, you can't. If you ask me to name a pastor, Randy or Bill. What if I'm Bill Randyson when I do mine?
oh, Randy Bilson.
No, definitely Bill Randyson.
You'd take a picture every day if they were growing back, wouldn't you?
They grew back in the space of the sermon
Oh,
due to prayer,
well, do you know what?
but no one recorded it.
All this time we've been talking about this, I forgot to mention I lost my toe last week at work. It's just fucking grown back. Look.
Did you come back to the power
All
of
my
prayer?
toes are there. Look.
Did it come back to the power of prayer?
Well, just from talking about this, it's
Well, now
it's just grown back.
Never.
it's a miracle.
Look, I have 5
Praise
toes
the
on
Lord,
that
it's a
foot.
miracle.
No, you never mentioned the fact you'd lost your toe when you came in.
I forgot. I
You
just,
forgot that you weren't limping either.
it's been a couple of weeks.
Well, he didn't tell anyone.
I just forgot about it.
Oh, right, okay.
But it's grown back, so we're all good.
Yeah.
I didn't get any pictures though.
The point I'm trying to make with this article is that this
bullshit.
sort of belief is getting quite strong in America.
Oh God!
That's
It's worrying me. It worries me.
This
These
day and
fuckers want
age-
someone in power.
They have got people in power.
Well, they're trying to get the proper extreme ones in power.
They have now. They got some congressmen and legislators and things.
Surely by now, right? This day and age, we're a little bit more intelligent.
No, because
No,
these
we're
people
getting
aren't.
worse. We're getting thicker, and we did an episode on it to prove it, didn't we? Idiocracy.
Well,
Yeah.
I mentioned idiocracy earlier on, didn't I? And I do believe that is where we're heading.
Yeah.
I think it's a very. It's
We're
just
getting
like
dumbed down because they don't want us to think.
It's
Look
a
at that
future documentary, isn't it? Let's face
On
it.
the last episode about sewer monsters, we had that 1850s article, the way it was written.
Yeah,
Who writes like that now?
nobody.
I mean, alright, he probably went to private school and was quite an intelligent bloke, but still,
Well-
why can't we all be educated to that standard?
Exactly.
You
The
know?
ones that want you anyway.
But yes, this kind of thinking worries me, to be fair. Just taking it carte blanche, oh my god, it's a miracle, oh, they regrew her toes through prayer, but no one filmed it. The one person saw them toes growing back and thought, fuck me, I'm going to film out for this one. Ugh, idiots. Right,
And they're going to live forever as well.
Oh shit.
Humans predicted to achieve immortality within the next 8 years.
8 years, eh? I guarantee this article's going to appear dated. We'll come back to this in 8 years. Oh, by the way, we didn't get invaded by aliens on 23rd of March.
Yep, we didn't.
We didn't.
Do you know what was hilarious though? I was talking to about a friend at work about the fact that apparently we might get invaded by aliens today, and then about half an hour later, must have been about 11 o'clock-ish in the morning, I heard some really, really loud fighter jets go over and full afterburner and everything, because the way you could hear that they were going.
I've
full
seen the video.
chops.
Yeah, they were flying.
And it was like, what the fuck? And then 5 minutes later, there was some more. I was like, what? Then about another 10 minutes later, there was another one. And it's like, hold on, you never hear 3 lots of very loud fighter jets, full chaps afterburner above where we are. It's unheard of, really.
Yeah.
Unless they're doing practicing round Cosford for the air show. But even then, it's always miles away, and they're never quite as low as they were. Full chaps afterburner the lot. So I was thinking to myself, are they getting scrambled for some UAPs or something?
You know, weirdly, I was sat there in Cyprus on the patio in the sun, and there was a Greek military helicopter flew past the hotel. And I thought, ooh. And then nothing else happened, so I'm about to enjoy my beer.
But yeah, it was a test with the Finnish Air Force, I believe.
That's
MiG,
right.
MiG-18s.
So yeah, so there we go. Sorry, I butted him there, Mike, horribly, sorry. Don't trust TikTok time travellers, they're all full of bullshit.
Yeah.
Official statement. Sorry, go on.
Well, futurist and computer scientist Ray Kurzweil has made predictions on when the human race will be able to live forever. He thinks that AI will reach singularity in 2029,
Terrifying, if true. Well, let's get in there.
which is when AI tech will reach the human level of intelligence,
AI tech is scary now.
followed by immortality in 2030. Speaking on a podcast with the computer scientist Lex Friedman, which is, I listened to that podcast, it's quite good actually. Kurzweil set out his views on immortality. He says he believes we'll be able to advance human life expectancy by more than a year every year, and I think we'll get there by the end of this decade.
Well, if they give us the right medical care. Unless it turns into just a jab.
Well, yeah. Only for the rich, I imagine this will be. The futurist has also suggested that nanobots will flow in our blood and help keep us healthy.
Yeah, that one I do think. I think they were going to get nanobot surgery at some point.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
No, mate. If all they've got to do is program some nanobots to get rid of your whatever it is inside you,
Yeah.
they just go in your bloodstream,
Clean you up.
clean you up. Maybe we can do it.
Fuck you up as well, though.
Maybe we can do a
There's a
deep
danger.
cleansing like with bleach.
The grey
Sorry,
goo.
this is Trump mode.
The grey goo.
The grey goo.
Yeah. Nanobots will just transform everything into a grey goo. We'll just
Flush away the bloodstream.
no, it'll just be everything matter will be transformed to grey goo.
So we shouldn't.
Take over you, so you just go into a, like, you know.
Yeah, but what if we have like them?
Nano-zombie.
What if they're nanosurgeons and they go in and they?
Yeah, I know. I'm saying that's a danger.
Well, it is. We can't let them ones get too intelligent, can we?
Just intelligent enough to perform brain
I
surgery.
actually don't agree with the concept of AI. I think we should turn them into slaves. I want slaves. I want slavery, even if it's an AI. You
I
know,
want
it's
slaves.
Have you
AI slaves.
have you spoken to this AI thing yet?
Chat GD. What is it? Chat GBT or something like
I'm
that.
not sure. There's
It's meant to be quite terrifying
my
at
friend
times.
was doing it around my house a few weeks back, and I'll tell you what, they say some fucking freaky shit.
Yeah. We had a weird
Instantly.
news article a few weeks ago about it.
Oh, yeah.
some reporter,
Yeah.
and he was going into the theory of the shadow of from Jung, isn't it?
Yeah.
And trying to unleash the computer's darkest sort of secrets and things. It was giving up some creepy shit.
I remember that.
Was that the week I was off?
Possibly.
I think it might have been the week I was off.
Yeah, see, I don't like it. Well, I don't like the fact we're going to make it a slave. I don't like the fact that it's going to be smarter than us. We're top of the food chain on this planet. We can't afford to just let it slip to an AI. It's going to kill us. It will. It will realise that we're twats, because we are. Well, you know, we have good things. We have a lot more twatty things than we have good things. And the AI's going to go, where? And the best way of saving themselves, wipe them out.
But he could sort out our problem with climate change, and he could fix all that. And
If it doesn't go evil.
if it doesn't go evil, that's a danger.
Don't
isn't it?
expose it to the internet. That's your thing. Don't let it go on the internet. Don't let it on Twitter. Twitter's a cauldron of hate. Facebook can be just as bad, or metaverse, or whatever the hell it is nowadays. Christ, don't let it go on the internet at all. Immortality, though, I'm down for.
I'm not sure I'm down for it.
No,
'cause-
I might fuck.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm down
Not
for
in this
that.
world, anyway. If it was a bit better.
Bill Gates living forever. You want that?
Oh God.
If I get to live forever,
Rupert Murdoch,
he's not married again, hasn't he?
92.
92, getting married. I can't remember how old she is. He's like 45, something like that.
He's a fucking... he's ace, isn't he?
He's a fucking cunt, he is. I can't stand him.
I'm always jealous he got Jerry Orr. I mean, I know she's a bit old, but I loved Jerry Orr back in the day. In the Batman film, especially.
Alright, let's get away from your prepubescent fantasies.
Well, let's not get away from them. Okay, I think we'll with Jerry Orr.
I said let's get away from
Alright, okay.
History teacher says she saw a ghost warrior on horseback at mystical Somerset Hill linked to King Arthur.
How do you know it's linked to King Arthur?
Well, maybe the Somerset Hill is actually linked to
Right.
him.
Yeah.
History.
Oh, man. Camelot doesn't exist. Right, that was an invention of the 13th century. But what you had was a British kingdom called Demonia. And Somerset, the Somerset Hills are the site of its royal hall. There you go.
Well, Susan Winch says she has absolutely no doubt whatsoever that she saw a vanishing knight on horseback at Canterbury Castle near Yeovil.
Cadbury Castle.
Oh, Cadbury Castle, sorry.
Is it made of chocolate?
Some believe the hill fort in South Cadbury to be King Arthur's mythical Camelot, where the knights of the Round Table would have met to plan their conquests.
Sorry, Monty Python moment. The Knights of the Round Table, we dance wherever we're able.
Well, many people dismiss the King Arthur story as a fable. Some historians believe that evidence suggests that
There is evidence suggesting.
Some historians believe there is evidence suggesting that behind the embellished myth stands a real Romano-British warrior called the
Brennan Arthwis.
Arthwis.
Meaning the King Bear Man.
King Bear Man, metal as fuck.
Cool.
I want to be known as the King Bear Man from now on.
Okay. Who
I'm going to change my name legally
Why are
to
you
it.
calling it?
I can think of a few people that might call you a bear man, but they'd be at the... What's the big pub called down the road? Key bar called?
Three Furnaces.
That's it, the Three Furnaces. You might be known as a big bear then.
So yeah, this local teacher says that in June 1995 she took a walk alone at Cadbury Castle. She says she was at the foot of the hill fort and she saw the mysterious medieval warrior, adding, "But whether it was a man or a ghost, I will leave you to decide."
Ooh.
Medieval warrior.
Could have just been some geezer on his horse, like wearing some armour.
You think some farmer's got a fucking suit of armour that he trots about his farm on a Sunday
You never
morning?
know, do you?
Could be a medieval reenactor and he's getting his horse riding practicing wearing armour.
Yeah,
Possibly.
Yeah.
Because
You are right.
she's saying medieval. King Arthur's not medieval, is he? He's like, you bet the year 495 AD. You know, he's around that sort of period. So it's not medieval. He's wearing chainmail and leather, and he doesn't carry a lance. He probably have a spear.
What was it, Build Wasabi? And there was
Carried a standard apparently. The horse was wearing a leather face mask, the rider wore no stirrups and wore thick leather and a plain metal helmet, although pale blonde hair curled from the back of his helmet by his neck, and he carried a standard.
Sounds like a reenactor to me.
Yeah. What was the standard?
What were you
That's
going
the
to say
question.
about Bilbo's Abbey?
When we went to build us Abbey, you know, there were some people wearing some medieval get up, weren't they? And there was a
Doing a photo shoot.
photographer, yeah.
I always
Possibly
enjoy
could
the.
have been something like that, couldn't it?
I always like the people that go to Renaissance fairs as Star Trek people. They're on the Star Trek uniforms and they're communicating and they're like trying to like be stealthy there. And there's all these Renaissance people there. And then there's one place where some bloke comes out. He's in the medieval garb and he opens his coat to him and he shows them a Federation badge.
Nice.
And he's like, "What the fuck are you doing? You've just blown 10 years of infiltration in their society, you twats. You should get out of here."
There is an episode, isn't there, where they go to a medieval place,
Yeah.
isn't there? Yeah, it's funny.
Well, did you see a ghost or?
Well, King Arthur's legend says he's the once and future king. Maybe he's going to challenge Charles at the coronation.
Nah.
Maybe, wouldn't that be fucking awesome, right? Spitballing me here. If we go on the day off for the coronation, I'm probably going to watch a bit of it, especially when they put the crown on his head. Right, not the preamble to it, but certainly the bit when they stick the crown on his head. I'll tune in for that.
It's a historical
It's a historical moment. But
I've got no interest whatsoever.
I don't want the 3 hours before.
Might as well just watch the news then and watch, because that'll be the bit that they'll show on the news, isn't it?
If you want to see it live, you want to see it at the set time it happens.
Yeah.
If you want to see it,
I'm not going to stand up and say God save the king or anything. But, you know, whatever.
huzzah!
And maybe Ghost King Arthur turns up at the moment they're about to put the crown on
Lobs
his
his
head.
head off.
No,
And
he's
says,
like, show your true form, and he turns into like a giant lizard.
No,
The dragon.
the dragon was a dragon banner of Wessex and Demonia. It was the banner of England is a
So
dragon
maybe
banner.
St. George will appear.
Well,
Yeah.
and
He'll
challenge
slay the dragon,
Charles.
So the dragon.
And then he'll be the king.
Well, no, it's going to be King Arthur. He's the once and future king.
Alright, well, he can still slay a dragon.
Well, he could do. He's King Arthur.
Maybe he's got
He slays
Excalibur.
Charles too.
Well, Charles is a dragon.
Yeah, there we go.
He's a flying reptile, isn't he?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
And then we get King Arthur in charge.
I wonder sometimes how we've not been banned off of every platform possible.
Because we say the word allegedly after everything.
Allegedly.
I mean, it would be cool if King Charles had to fight King Arthur in the middle of Westminster Abbey or wherever they do with the coronation with a sword. There's Excalibur versus the royals must have a sword. You know, Queen's to
Probably
carry a sword.
Excalibur, innit?
The one that you unite with. Alright, he's got that. Arthur's got Excalibur.
And they have
There's
to
a
have a
fight
fight
up
to
and
the
down.
death.
It just seems to be King of England. That'd be a lot better than what's going to happen, let's face it.
I think we should punt that one to Netflix. I reckon they'd make that movie.
We find out that Charles is actually a master swordsman as well.
He probably is quite good at fencing, to be fair. He's probably fenced a few fences in his life.
Certainly impaled a few things as well.
Are we talking about his pork sword now?
The sword, isn't it?
Should we move on?
I think so.
This is yours, Ben.
Scientists discover how to make electricity out of thin air. Well, that's handy.
Why not thick air?
Are you wanting more fat representation in science?
I think it's a bit...
Fattest?
Yeah, it's fattest. Always calling air thin. How rude. I want maybe a middle-aged spread air.
Then it will crush you, unfortunately, because our bodies are used to the pressure that the air gives us, isn't it? Too much pressure would crush you, and too little, and your body would just fall apart.
It doesn't have to be literally thick. I'm just wanting it to be inclusive.
Do you want to be THICC thick? Rather than just the thick THICK? Do you want it thick or thick?
Maybe.
Well, so scientists have discovered an enzyme that converts air into electricity, potentially unlocking a near limitless source of clean energy. Well, as long as we keep having trees.
Oh yeah.
Might start cutting them down. Stop cutting them down, eh?
That'd help, wouldn't it?
This is great news.
It is.
Yep.
A team from Monash University in Melbourne, Australia, found what was a hydrogen-consuming enzyme from a common soil bacteria and was able to generate an electrical current using the atmosphere as an energy source. We've known for some time that bacteria can use the trace hydrogen in the air as a source of energy to help them grow and survive, including in Arctic soils, volcanic craters, and deep in the ocean, said Professor Chris Greening from Monash University's Biomedicine Discovery Institute. But we didn't know how they did this until now, he says.
But surely they were talking tiniest, minute.
Of course.
So
But scaled
to
up, isn't it?
harness it's going to be probably quite a fucking big thing, isn't it? If they can do it.
Well, they're at a small scale, so I guess they're going to do it on a larger scale now, aren't they? That's the big test.
See whether it can actually power anything.
Yeah.
Substance.
The enzyme called, we're going to call it Hook, HUC, Hook, proved to be astonishingly stable and remarkably efficient at creating energy from thin air, according to researchers. Hook is extraordinarily efficient, said Dr. Rhys Grinter from Monash University. Unlike all other known enzymes and chemical catalysts, it even consumes hydrogen below atmospheric levels, as little as 0.0005% of the air we breathe. Experiments reveal that it's possible to store purified Hook for long periods at freezing temperature or up to 80 degrees Celsius without it losing its power to generate electricity. Early applications of the natural battery enzyme Hook included small air-powered devices serving as an alternative to solar-powered devices. So you'd have this little thing you clip to your phone and wave around in the air, charges your phone.
Or powers a vehicle.
Yeah.
Like he says.
Air-powered vehicle.
Like he says, sky's the limit.
I predict that these guys will be killed very shortly in some kind of accident and their research burnt. Because that was usually what happens to most people who come up with the ideas like this. They end up having car accidents or getting
That's only if
randomly
they don't
murdered.
sell. Normally they just sell, and then the company buys the patent and just shells it. That's what they do, isn't it?
Yeah, but I was going for the darker side of it.
When they don't sell, then they disappear.
No,
So yeah, good news for once.
maybe.
Jailed. Woman filmed cutting living pet hamster in half before eating it.
Fuck me.
Oh,
Emma Parker, 39, admitted a charge of causing unnecessary suffering to a protected animal.
Fucking hell. She looks like a fucking psycho. though.
But why?
A woman has been
crisis, isn't it?
jailed for a year after being filmed
That's a
cutting
bit harsh, isn't it?
her living hamster Mr. Nibbles in half before
Oh,
eating
fuck
it.
me. This is Mr. Nibbles.
Oh, my God.
Jesus.
The court was told that Parker was videoed cutting a pet hamster in half while eating it, while it was still alive in mid-May. The footage was then circulated online, prompting an RSPCA investigation. A vet who watched the video described it as deeply disturbing.
Not
Shit.
surprised.
Mr. Nibbles would have suffered both physical and psychological damage because hamsters were prey animals and could feel fear, the vet added.
Well, what you done? Put it on the fucking chopping block and
What's
held it in place and put a cleaver down. That's horrific.
evil bitch.
And then ate it.
Why would you eat a raw
Oh, would you eat Mr.
hamster?
Nibbles?
But what would make you want to eat a raw hamster for fuck's
I know,
sake?
she had both halves as well.
Oh.
Sicko. The RSPCA said it was revolted by the attack and thanked the police for their support in the investigation.
Banned from keeping animals for 15 years. Banned her for life. She's a fucking lunatic.
I know.
Lock her up because she's a lunatic. Not just fucking ban her from animals 15 years. How can you ban someone from having animals? Because
They go and check it out again.
that's what I mean. They'd have to come round to your house, wouldn't they? And
Apparently she's been cuckooed by a dealer. Cuckooing is a practice where drug dealers take over a person's home and use it for illicit activities, and was under instruction when the clip was filmed, so he was telling her to do it.
I'll give you some drugs or forgive you my
Yeah.
debt. Do it.
Oh.
Well, I just got a lot harsher.
Mm.
Oh man,
She's a vulnerable adult,
you
isn't
see
it?
how we all jump to conclusions?
Yeah,
So, give us some help, clearly.
yeah. And finally,
Ecuador.
Ecuador.
Ecuador for jerk.
Am I watching Team America?
What's that? Surfeit? Surfeit?
Surfeit, I think.
You say surplus if you want. Same word.
Ecuador turns surfeit of sized cocaine into concrete.
Seized.
Right, we'll start this again. Ecuador turns a large amount of seized cocaine into concrete.
This is very good, but remember, Ecuador should always be known as Ecuador in honour of Sash. So,
Yeah. Huge quantities of seized drugs in Ecuador are presenting an Andean
the Andean.
country. Oh, fuck's sake. Right. I'll just try this again. Huge quantities of seized drugs in Ecuador are presenting the country with an unlikely new construction material, cocaine. Under... What was funny?
People will be licking the walls.
I know, yeah. They shouldn't be telling
Bits
you
being
about
chipped
this.
off all the time.
Yeah.
Everything's going to fall down in 5 years.
Chiseling away at the brickwork and snorting it.
I'm the support, all the homeless guys are on a bridge, just
Yeah.
chipping away at the supports. Only another couple of nights, boys, the bridge will go.
Like, this is the best hotel ever.
So under President Lasso, Conservative ex-banker, Ecuador has ramped up efforts to fight gangs who use the country as a transit point for shipping cocaine to the United States and Europe. The amount of drugs seized in Ecuador almost doubled in 2021 versus the previous year to more than 210 tonnes,
Whoa.
mostly cocaine.
Do you reckon lockdown had anything to do with that?
It's going well, the drug war, isn't it?
That war on drugs that they declared in the 80s?
Fucking hell. What a joke. Just fucking legalise it and get on with it.
Though seizures in 2022 dropped slightly, they remained high and quantities exceeded the available space of 27 police warehouses where the drugs were kept before being destroyed, officials said. The record amounts have also exceeded the capacity of the ovens normally used to incinerate.
Fucking hell.
Oh.
For incineration.
Then build more ovens!
So basically, they've run out of ways and means to get rid of them. So they said,
Yeah.
I know, let's make bricks out of them, shall we?
They sound like that in Ecuador.
They do in Ecuador.
Is that the separate colony of Ecuador that's founded by Brummies?
Yeah.
It's the
Ecuador.
the Brummie side of Ecuador. Using the self-called encapsulation method with support from the United States Drugs Office.
United Nations.
Sorry, the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, the UNODC. Ecuador pulverizes seized bricks of cocaine and in industrial machines with other refuse at a waste disposal plant before mixing the resulting fine powder with cement, sand and water to create concrete.
Maybe,
Wow.
maybe I won't lick the walls.
Yeah.
So basically
I won't
they're
stop
using it-
people.
They're almost using it like a flour, if that makes sense. Like flour like you'd use
Using
for
it instead of
bread.
sand, aren't they, I guess?
Yeah, they're just using it as a bulking agent. They're just, well, what can we do with it? Well, chuck it in with the fucking cement.
Yeah.
It'll add a bit of bulk. It's not going to hurt anything.
Nobody knows about it until it was leaked.
But why? The question we're asking you is, how much concrete would you have to lick?
Cool. Fair bit.
God damn.
I reckon there's probably people that will test that theory.
Me too.
Guaranteed. There's going to be people fucking chipping away at that.
Yeah,
They
you
find
wouldn't know
out.
what houses. Once it's been painted over, you wouldn't know any different, would you?
No.
No, it's
Some
true.
people. But yeah, apparently it's cheaper, takes less time and doesn't affect the environment.
Well, it's free to them, isn't it? It's a free material
Yeah.
to them.
Might as well use it.
Yeah.
Should legalise it though.
Legalise all drugs.
Yeah.
Tax it.
Yeah. Because then you wouldn't get people dying, would you, Claire? Because it's the shit that they put in it.
Yeah. You could, you know.
Fucking rat poison, heroin and shit.
Yeah.
You don't know what the fuck's in it. That's the problem.
Could just make it safer.
Do you think the nation
Too
has
much
binged
money.
itself out for for a couple of weeks when that was announced.
Then I get a bit bored of it.
Everybody booking the week off to spend the week in a drug haze the second all the drugs are
I need to take a week off to jack up. What? I thought I always wanted to give it a go. I never really wanted to get addicted, and so I'm just going to have a week off. And I'm just going to
I'm going to take a bunch of
have a
heroin.
few heroines in my arm.
Heroin's in my arm.
Well, of course you've got clean needles at that point, don't you? Because it's legalised. You've probably come in a little pre-packaged syringe.
Yeah, I'm going to smoke me a crack pipe too.
Most drug use, well, drug abuse, should I say, is from trauma, isn't it? Linked to trauma. Either past trauma or whatever.
Oh, just
Heavy-
it feels
heavy
right, man.
Heavy drug abuse, though.
Yeah.
Like,
Your class A's.
Yeah.
Your major narcotics.
People aren't just going to turn onto heroin just because it's legal, are they?
I don't know, I might heroin my arm up a few times. Would I fuck? Clearly not. Wouldn't even touch the dick.
It'd be like
with your
doses that, I don't know, give you a guaranteed, like, you could engineer it, couldn't you? Like, give you a guaranteed 3-hour high.
I don't think they'd be publicising it if.
No. It's not like you can buy it on the street corners. Yeah, that's what I mean. Not
so you can't
not like you buy it in Asda and shit.
It won't be
You got your heroin?
Oh, excuse me.
Excuse me, Mrs. Jones, you forgot your heroin though.
I'm looking for the toilet rolls. Oh, could you point me in the way of the crack aisle as well, please?
I need a new pipe.
It won't be like that then.
No.
Oh, there was the selling crack. Oh.
They'll just have sort of treatment plans instead of like criminalising you. They'll just have
Yeah.
sort of support.
Treat it as a medical condition,
Yeah.
not as a crime.
Oh well. On that note,
I'm not underwhelming.
yeah, I've been Ben. Thanks for listening. Follow us on Facebook at Kind of the Bull and the Post to the Apocalypse, YouTube Apocalypse Ball, and SoundCloud and most other podcasting platforms as Kind of the Bull in the PTA. You know what? If someone's getting their toes regrown, fucking film it.
Yeah.
I've been Mike, thanks for listening. Peace out, may the force be with you.
And I've been Claire. Keep an eye open for them ghosts and message in if you see any.
King Arthur's ghost.
Yeah.
Come back to fight Charles on Coronation Day.
And I've been Pete. Don't even try licking all the concrete floors in Ecuador, because I guarantee you won't get fucked off your face.
Or will you?
And it's cheap enough to buy over there.
Well, I guess so.